Coffee break with Harold.
Amazing. So here we are, yet another edition of the show Coffee Break with me, Harold. Now on today's episode, I'm completely excited because I've got somebody that, I've known for years, somebody whose growth I've gotten to appreciate and see, unfold right before my eyes over the time. And guys, trust me, today's interview it promises to be quite interesting because this gentleman is someone that has made waves across the length and breadth of Africa in the area of fashion, movies, and of course, the ladies. He has a thing on them. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. ELIKEM KUMORDZIE. ELIKEM, welcome to the show.
Introduction, Harold. Thank you very much.
It's been a while.
Yeah.
What was the last time we saw?
I don't know.
I don't remember.
No. When you wanted my cufflinks?
When I wanted your cufflinks, that was last year. That was at KOD's show.
Yes, Rhythms on the Runway.
Underbridge, I think.
Yes, at the Underbridge.
That's right. Yes. You've been all over the place. The last I saw you was at Amazing Voices Africa.
Yes.
Tell us about that.
So it's a new TV reality series. It's groups from across Africa coming on one stage to win a grand prize of $100,000 US. I'm the co-presenter with Tembisa Mdoda Ngomalo. She's South African, top presenter and actor in South Africa. And I co-host with her. And we were out in South Africa for 1 month at a beautiful place called Sun City. And we shot all 13 episodes and we're back. Awesome show, I must say.
That must have paid pretty well.
How did you land, one of the highlights of my career, being on TV.
How did you land that gig?
So exposure from Big Brother Africa. The executive producers, Bright Fire Africa, watched me on Big Brother Africa. And 7-8 years down the line, they're looking for a presenter from Ghana because the show is Pan-African. And they thought of ELIKEM first. So wow. I guess, it's just my...
So you didn't audition, nothing? They just reached out to you?
There was some sort of an audition.
Right.
The director and the executive producer called me.
But it was a limited audition.
Christ the King. I'll tell you.
Okay.
When I got there, they just started talking to me.
Christ the King
here? Yeah, Christ the King. They came to Ghana to shoot one episode where, the audition stages. And they were just talking to me, ELIKEM, hi, how are you? So, it's a show in South Africa and we're planning to shoot in June. I was like, oh yeah, I could audition if you guys want me to. All the director said was, you speak well, you have the job. That's it, done.
That was all?
That was my audition.
Amazing.
Just saying one line.
Amazing.
Yeah.
So how's the experience been for you? Coming from Ghana, comparing the kind of productions we churn out here.
Like I said, bro, it's the highlight of my career thus far. I must say, experience with the production is awesome. It's nothing like we do in Ghana.
When you mention the name ELIKEM KUMORDZIE, a lot of things come up, right? So fashion, Big Brother, there's reality TV, movies, and now presenting.
Right.
Are you focused on being like a jack of all trades and a master of none? Is that something that you've set out to be?
That could be, as cliche as it may sound, could be a good thing. Because some people, just want to run around and not be known for just one thing, but be known for a lot. But no, what I set out to do with time was to be just a fashion designer. So movie and I was a shoot actor back in the day, coming out of the University of Ghana. I'll audition to be in movies and whatnot. And even before Big Brother, I was on covers of movies. And what I realized was that being an actor and being a fashion designer was clashing so much. I wanted to focus on one. Because you go around reading these books and hearing from people who say you need to focus on one, you can't serve two masters. So I said to myself, okay, you know what, acting is not paying so well, so put it aside a little bit and focus on fashion. So in my focusing on fashion, I find myself doing one gig and presenting every now and then. Like Miss Malaika Ghana calls me, I host. Ghana Music Awards call me, I host the red carpet or I host the pre-nominations party. So what I do now is I don't call myself an actor or a TV show host. I focus on fashion and then I get these calls every now and then. So it's like a good break for me And I say it's a holiday because I choose not to take a holiday. I think now is the time to work hard, and then take a holiday later. But when I find myself going to South Africa to shoot Old Mutual's Amazing Voices, I take a holiday in between. So I'm out of Ghana, obviously, in another man's land, beautiful city, of course, Johannesburg. And when I shoot 2 days, I chill 1 day, stuff like that. So I'm focusing more on fashion. I'm not trying to be a jack of all trades to answer your question, but I find myself focusing more on fashion and then getting called for one gig after the other intermittently. Yeah.
Well, but would you say that you're a money chaser? Because for me, I mean, I
oh hell yeah,
what you said.
Oh
and
hell
it looks
yeah.
as if that's really what it is about. So wherever the money is, that's where you go, right?
Well, to some extent, I've also said to myself that no matter where I find myself, I need to do the best of the best. I need to bring the best of what I can to it. So Amazing Voices Africa was the first time I was on such a big stage. I mean, I've done Ghana Movie Awards, hosted red carpets, hosted a pre-nomination party. I've done Miss Malaika, Rhythm from the Runway, the pre-party. I've been on stages. I've hosted things, but there was a certain kind of anxiety and fear that caught me going to South Africa for season 1. And mind you, this is the second season. It's the second season, and so I find myself going on YouTube and learning how to become a better presenter. I find myself learning from people who have been on stage before. And Tembisa, she's won awards. The SAFTES is one of the biggest award schemes in South Africa. Awards, exactly. Yeah. And she's won massive awards for acting and presenting. So I learned from her as well. So I just set out to be the best in whatever area I find myself. And people say I try. So I don't know if their recommendations and their accolades are anything to go by.
I mean, of course, you speak well, you dress well. Every time I see you, there's something on you that I want. I mean, are you single?
I know, right?
Are you single?
Well, right now, you know what? I won't go there.
Are you single?
I don't know. I don't know if to talk about it now or later.
I mean, there are a lot of ladies watching. And I mean, I told a lady friend that I was coming to interview, and they were like, okay, cool. Can you find out if he's single?
No, I mean, right now, I'm not out there searching and looking because, to be very honest, I'm more focused on doing. I've been in a marriage that didn't go so well. I'm divorced. I have a son. I've been there, done that, dated all sorts of,
Have you not recovered?
women.
Have you not recovered from that divorce?
I have, but what I'm trying to say is I've been there, done that. I've seen it all, and right now I feel like it's best for me to focus more on work than to be focused on looking for Miss Right or Mrs. Right.
Does that go to say that you don't have any plans of settling anytime soon?
Oh, I will. I definitely will. Everybody needs somebody. So I definitely will settle. I definitely will find, eventually someone to build a family with. I have dreams and plans of raising, my kids from the ground up. So yeah.
So with all these girls that are constantly surrounding you,
right. When was the last time you saw a girl with you?
You know the one I'm talking about. A couple of them, right? I'm not. You know the one I'm talking about.
Oh, the one where we all hang out together and.
Well, I don't know, but which one is the most serious? Because there are a lot of girls that are watching, right? And I'm sure you have your female fan base is large. I mean, let's not even pretend.
Well, on Instagram, females follow you more than males, don't they?
Well, I'm not sure unless you tell me.
No, it's there in the statistics. You'll see.
Okay.
It. Yeah, and
well,
I have
what's the case
a lot
for
more
you?
women. I think it's 60-something% women or 70.
Okay.
To men.
So when are you looking forward to taking things seriously with Salma coming out to declare that she's your?
No, Salma is nothing to me. Salma and I are just work colleagues. We notice that people get very frantic when they see us together, so we jumped on that bandwagon, and we'll take pictures together. We'll look intimate. We did the whole wedding campaign, which wasn't an actual wedding, and people still think we're actually married. But you know what's funny? Sometimes I don't talk to Salma unless there's something we need to do together. So I haven't spoken to Salma in 3 months, but I can pick up the phone today and call her and say, hey, Charlie, I'm thinking of this photo shoot concept. Or she can say, I've got this new collection I want to promote, and let's do something, and boom, we're done. We're cool like that. Like you, I don't talk to you on a daily basis, but when we talk, it's fire.
So there's absolutely nothing between you and Salma.
100%
Okay,
nothing.
great.
Between Salma and I.
Now let's look at growing up. I mean, we were at University of Ghana together, but before then, let's retrogress a little bit. How was growing up for you?
It was a contradiction of sorts. It was the best of both worlds. My dad came out of a poor family and he did the best for himself. Built a house, a couple houses, drove himself some nice cars, took us to good schools early on, and then poof, he disappeared. So I literally...
He disappeared?
He passed away.
Okay.
He died. So I literally found myself from being taken to school in a C class back in the day, right after the V boot, that was the C class that Mercedes, they started coming out with the CE class and whatnot. And I found myself going to school in a C class one week to jumping behind the back of a trotro the next week. It was that swift and contradictive for me. So from there on, my journey through St. Thomas Aquinas, walking from Aquinas to 37 to take a trotro back home at Jolu. Then I moved to Israel, Alaji, around Tabora area. And things just, went a little downhill for me. My mom had to, do a whole lot of things to sustain me and see me through school to the university where from level 200, I had to pay my own tuition. And level 300, I couldn't continue going up to 400, so I deferred. That's when I found fashion. And then I was able to raise up a little bit of money, come back to 400, almost still didn't finish. As if the school wasn't my thing. So, I don't know. I think the courses I chose was just because I had to go to school. We go to school without thinking of what you really want to become.
And now born.
No, not in Bonya. I mean, I came to the University of Ghana with a good aggregate. Well, I had an A in business management. I did business in Aquinas. I had an A in business management. I had an A in core math. I had a B, I think, in costing. The worst grade I had was like a C. I wasn't so bad. I mean, I was above average. But when I came to the University of Ghana, I completely didn't understand what was going on with linguistics and archaeology. I did my best, but I dropped those two subjects and I combined psychology and theater arts. So I knew I really wanted to be an actor because I grew up watching The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air and some Denzel Washington movies, and you're like, I want to be like this guy. And that's how it started for me with the whole acting thing. And like I said, if I had known that fashion would have come to me as naturally as it did, because I didn't do fashion school, I had no sort of training whatsoever, but I could sit behind the machine and it just came to me. I could stitch, I could cut. I understand why the shirts will have folds and creases somewhere. It just occurred to me. So what I was trying to say, what I'm trying to say is that had I known at that time that I would have been a fashion designer, I would have rather done a course in fashion, exactly, as opposed to archaeology and linguistics, which is just vast knowledge to me now.
Yeah. Now you did mention that growing up, you had a certain standard of living, right? Especially when your dad was alive, and then when he passed, things dipped.
Right.
Did that influence you, or has that influenced you as an adult right now? Is that why ELIKEM likes rich women?
A whole lot. Well, you might think I like rich women, but rich women like me too. There's a certain suave.
Or is it rather than rich women that like you?
Yeah, and
what do you think? What do you think?
Because I sit in a circle of above average people. They say you're the average of the people around you. So I don't mingle with people that are not of a certain knowledge. And
so if people are not of a certain
kind of
class,
standing,
you don't even look their way.
I don't discriminate, but I'd rather have my friends. I'd rather be friends with people who are doing well, with people who have successful businesses.
So if somebody has a potential, right, or a promise, and it's not living the life today, you wouldn't look their way? Well,
potential and promise is okay, but potential and promise is not necessarily promise. Let me tell you why. So, like I was saying earlier on, you are the average of about the 5 people around you, okay? And I also have a principle of only quality people. So I find myself mingling with people who are up there, people who are at a place I want to be. Because I don't want to be short-lived, or I don't want to be discouraged. It's like you're going for advice of how to mine gold from a carpenter. It won't work. I don't want to be quote unquote the carpenter. I want to be the gold miner. Or if I want to be the carpenter, I won't mingle with the gold guy. So I want to be rich. So I mingle with rich people. It's plain and simple.
Don't you think that, I mean, that taste of life that you had growing up and the dip it's created some sort of inadequacy in you, and it makes you want to, kind of, you're fighting, doing whatever you can to kind of have that life back?
True.
And
They say
by foul, whether foul or legit means,
right,
we still have to get that life back.
Not necessarily. They say adversity introduces a man to himself. And Harold, I promise you, only when you're hungry, you think of a way out. Only when you're hungry. If you're comfortable, you're relaxed, you're like, my father has a house, I can go back to his house. You won't struggle to find your rent. You can pick up your dad's car and drive. And mind you, they say the kid driving his own Toyota Corolla that he bought with his money is better than the kid driving his father's Range Rover. And that's the principle for me. I've come up to a certain point where knowing what the best is in life and not having it anymore growing up at a certain stage makes me want to go back there, because I know what it feels like to have it and lose it all. And I know what it takes to get it back is only hard work.
So that is definitely fair. But
right.
I mean, I'm trying to figure out how are you doing things differently, right? I mean, you grew up without a father at some point. What are you doing differently, right, for your son Tristan? Because, I mean, he lives in another country.
Right.
So what are you doing to ensure that, whatever you missed growing up without a father, he doesn't miss it?
Well, I do my best. Unfortunately, I'm not able to be with him 24/7. He's with his mother. His mother and I didn't work out. So what happens is...
Does she allow you to see him at all?
Oh, yeah. She has
You
no
have access
problem.
to him 24/7?
Yeah, while I was in South Africa, Pokelo's assistant brought Tristan to Sun City, and we had like a good 4 or 5 days together. We did everything.
I saw those videos.
Yeah. I have 100% access to him whenever, however. I call him on video, at whatever time. And it's an awesome relationship we have. He's still quite young right now, so he's not able to travel by himself. Otherwise, he'll be here every other holiday. And so we're just waiting for that time when he can do it. And to answer your question, what I'm trying to do different, I was raised by a father who was hands-on with me, practically teaching me the way to go. With education, with talking to people, with hard work. I remember at a point in time, I wanted Legos, and my dad sort of made me work for it. He was a building contractor engineer at different sites. So I'll go and he'll encourage me to help the boys, help the guys,
So you
pick
always
up
had
the
to
shovel
earn it.
for them, and then he'll pay me the day's wages, he'll pay the
Okay.
guys. So the guys will line up
Okay.
and they take their wages, and I'm there in the queue.
Okay.
And it gave me a sense of you work to earn. And he'll give me the money, but immediately we move from the site. We stop at a shell shop. You remember back in the day, they used to sell Legos at shell shops and stuff. We'll get there while he's buying his gas. He takes the money from me and buys me my Legos. So you earn as you go. You earn because you've worked. And that's how I was brought up. And that's what I'm trying to instill, the discipline I'm trying to instill in Tristan.
But Tristan is distant from you, so how's that
So every opportunity I get. And right now, virtuality, closes up space. Like the world is now very small because of technology, and it's only a dial of a video call, and I get to see him face to face. It's almost like real life.
If you were to do things differently, I mean, if you look back, say 5 years ago, if you were to do things differently, in terms of your relationship with Pokelo, what would it be?
Nothing, hey. I think every step of the way, we become who we are because of circumstances we've been in. So I appreciate the juncture I'm at right now. I don't want to think back to feel any form of regret or something I would have done better, because I can't change it. I only appreciate moving forward. I love the relationship we have right now. Pokelo and I, we're very cordial. We talk, we laugh. It's all sorts of things. And I'm feeling like right now it's a good time to focus and work and build up a legacy that sustains my children or my son for the rest of their lives to come. As opposed to when my father passed, things had to go difficult because, he died interstate and we didn't know what was, and, all the burden just shifted to my mom. Yeah.
Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're hanging out with ELIKEM KUMORDZIE right here on the Coffee Break Show. We'll return right after this. Don't go far.
It's coffee break with Harold.
Welcome back. We're still hanging out with ELIKEM KUMORDZIE, the tailor. ELIKEM.
Sir.
So, I mean, looking forward, in like 5 years to come, where's the ELIKEM KUMORDZIE brand? What's the plan for the ELIKEM KUMORDZIE brand?
So that's something I think about every now and then. And
just 5 years, not too long from now.
okay, 5 years is quite short.
Yes.
5 years. Well, my goals are longer term, more than short term. But yeah, the things I'm working on now, if they'll be done in the next 5 years, which yeah, seems like a mere possibility. I'm finishing up my flagship store. It's an actual building at Jolu, where my shop used to be, my workshop used to be. It's right there on the road. And what I'm trying to do is branch more into retail. I'm trying to go more casual and branch more into retail. I want to become the Zara of Africa, from Africa. So I'm looking to do more smart casual, formal stuff, ready to wear, on the rack. And that's the plan for the next few years. I'm thinking of.
Is that the reason why you spent 6 months in Dubai?
Well, 6 months in Dubai, I was there to open a small flagship. It was like a small space in a department store called Le BHV. And I did that for a bit, and it wasn't looking too good. I tried that, done, dusted, and I left it, and I'm back.
Was the Dubai market too tough?
In a way, because the people who buy in Dubai, apart from tourists, have a certain dress code. They wear a simple, straight, they call it kandora, the jalabia. They wear a white, straight kandora. They don't want no black stain. They don't want a green button.
No embellishments.
They don't want stones, nothing. They want it nice and plain. The ladies wear their all black abayas. The ladies get a bit, fancy with their abayas. But yeah, the place where I found a space to be didn't work too well. So I said, you know what, pack up your stuff, leave it behind, and come back to Ghana, regroup, and go back. So I go back to Ghana, opened my store at East Legon. Rent was crazy, didn't make sense, so I closed it down, and now I built a shop at Jolu.
Amazing.
Yeah.
Well, you're doing a good job. You're a young man who's doing a lot. You've got a lot of things going on. Sometimes I just wonder how you juggle all those things. But
it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah,
I wake up in the morning, sleep well, wake up in the morning, and once you're up, solve one problem after the other till the day is ended, and then you
for
repeat
me,
the
there's
cycle.
one thing that I always say, because I always share this. I always brag with you and Moisha.
Right.
I always say that the only thing that brings success is just never giving up, right?
Right.
Because the universe always has a way of paying you, rewarding you.
Right.
I always say this, like when back in Legon, were so many people that were chasing this dream, right?
Right.
And some fell by the roadside. You know what I mean? But the only people that never gave up
are the people who are still standing. True.
So I wish you all the best with your endeavors, and I look
much.
forward to hanging out with you. I look forward to meeting Tristan very soon.
Oh yeah, he's coming to Ghana.
Next time he's in
as soon
town,
as possible.
Let's hang out with him.
Yeah,
right?
of course.
Thanks for coming, brother.
You're welcome.
cheers.
Thanks for having me.
All right. So thank you so much, guys. That was ELIKEM KUMORDZIE right here on the show Coffee Break. Now, same time next week, we'll be back with yet another episode. My name is Harold AMENYAH. Thanks for watching.